Mike Pinder was one of the first keyboard players of all time to use and tour with the Mellotron that basically sampled music via loops. When the Moody Blues took a long break in the 70s, Mike Pinder did not want to come back and tour with the band or be in the band anymore. That's where Patrick Moraz came in. We recently lost Mike Pinder, and before he died, I talked to Justin Hayward. And just a few weeks ago, John Lodge gave me some cool stories about his old friend on Rocky Street Music. 10 interesting facts about keyboardist Mike Pinder, founding member of the Moody Blues. Mike Pinder was born December 27, 1941, in Erdington, Birmingham, UK. He passed away on April 24, 2024. He was 82 at his home in Northern California. Pinder was one of the first musicians to use the mellotron in live performance and recordings. His work with this instrument was pivotal in creating the symphonic rock sound of the Moody Blues. The keyboardist sued the Moody Blues before the release of Long Distance Voyager in an attempt to prevent the album from reaching the public without his contributions. The lawsuit was ultimately unsuccessful, and he had left the band a few years before. It was his idea. At the time, in 1978, he had stopped touring with the band after the release of the album Octave. He had moved to California and was replaced by Patrick Moraz, who was previously in the band Yes. Pinder released his debut solo album, The Promise, in 1976. He followed that up with Among the Stars in 94 and A Planet with One Mind in 1995. He was a friend with John Lennon and contributed to Lennon's Imagine album, playing the tambourine on the song Jealous Guy. Pinder was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with the other members of the Moody Blues in 2018. He chose not to give a speech during the induction, explaining later that the event was lengthy and he wanted the current touring members to speak. Pinder's background as an engineer helped him maintain and innovate with the mellotron, especially during live performances when the instrument often required immediate attention. He wrote several of the band's progressive tracks, including The Best Way to Travel and Om. He also narrated drummer Graham Edge's poems on their albums. Pinder's influence on the Moody Blues and his philosophical lyrics have left a lasting impact on the band's legacy and progressive rock as a whole. He is remembered for his spiritual and grounding presence with the band. With Mike Pinder, I just heard that he was he really the first person that brought a mellotron on tour?
Yeah, I think, yeah. It's amazing, the mellotron too. Those are the days when you used to take the equipment on the plane with you.
Yeah.
And we had to measure the doors to make sure the mellotron would go through the doors. It's unbelievable. And we had lots of fun and games with her. I remember one day we got the plane carried on and went to Hawaii with a mellotron on it. So it was fun and games.
The thing about Mike Pinder, is it true that he took a few psychedelics when he was learning to play the sitar with a student of Ravi? I interviewed Ravi when he was 86. He blessed me at the end of the interview. He says, "Bless you, John." I went, "Ooh, I've just been blessed by Ravi Shankar." But is it true that he had a psychedelic trip and the sitar actually talked to him?
I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. But Mike was into Maharishi and all that. And it could be. Mike was always exploring the what can I say, supernatural, astrology, supernatural, ancient history, Sumerians. And he and I used to talk about ancient history a lot and how it affected us today, you know. So, yeah, but Mike was always great in innovative. He would always think of another way of doing things. Like on Isn't Life Strange, when I wrote that song and played it on the piano to Mike, Mike said, I've got a 19th century foot pedal organ, American one. You know the organs, you pedal and pull at the stops, and the faster you pedal, the louder it gets. And he played Isn't Life Strange on that. and we recorded the foot pedal organ harmonium. And if you listen to the original recording, you can actually still hear the foot pedals going up and down.
Did you have a relationship with Mike Pinder after he left?
Yes, I saw. Yes, I saw Mike a couple of times. But yes, I'm probably the only one who's seen Mike. As a matter of fact, I saw him at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then we met a couple of times on the road. In fact, he and his family came to see me a couple of times, solo shows, which was great.
Remember, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you on board. And keep in mind, we have a Patreon. You can get early access to our videos. You can make a donation via PayPal, but subscribe, like our videos, comment on them, and like them. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music. Take care of yourself.